Hey guys, it's jackpunkington here, and it's 2025. Time to start doing reviews of awesome new music. First up, we have The Boy Detective. Benny actually reached out to me. He's the lead singer of The Boy Detective, and was very kind and said some really kind words in relation to the kind words I said with the top 10 list that I did. And let me know that, hey, we've got a new single coming out on the 3rd, and I can't wait to hear what your thoughts are. I'm like, sweet, I'll check it out. Well, today's the 5th, and I've listened to this song a ton. Much like every other Boy Detective song, I love it. It is a cool representation of kind of like where we're at, I guess, in the world. They do a really good job mixing genres, which they've always kind of been able to do. They take kind of like the crappy situation of just society today and like, hey, like the message of the core message of the song is like, hey, like everything might suck right now, but like it's gonna get better, and we have to remember that like we're passing this world on to the next generation, and we got to do better for them. And I like that a lot. I'm not gonna get political on here. If you want my political opinions, go listen to a proper act. You'll hear my political opinions in the music. That being said, I can hear like political undertones. I'm not gonna super duper go into it. You know, have your own thoughts, but it doesn't have to mentally it doesn't have to be that way. It is literally just like everything kind of sucks for whatever reason, like you want to believe. Just do better for your kids. Do better for the next generation. And I love that. I love that a lot. I like that both the first and second verse actually start out the same line. Everything stays the same. Nothing ever changes. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. Like you're referencing your first verse and the second verse. And I think that's cool. Because the first verse kind of gives me like this representation of we were a generation that grew up with the internet. We grew up with technology, and we were, kind of told like, hey, you're going to be able to do a lot of crazy things, which, I mean, we can, like with the computers and stuff. I get to make videos like this, like you get to make music a lot easier. But like everything is going to be great, and it's going to be awesome. And that's how we were kind of like taught, quote unquote, yes, no. At least that's how I feel. Like, I grew up in school like that. And, I'm 30 years old now. And the second verse really connects to me to an extent. I wake up in a car or in a house I can't afford. It's a lot like, for my office fans, a lot like that little Stanley monologue. And I'm wondering if like, it wouldn't surprise me if the members of The Boy Detective are all big fans of The Office, because it's very, like, they have similar kinds of humor. I wake up every day in a bed that's too tiny and a house that I cannot afford. And I drive in a car that is too small to a job that I hate. It's kind of that, like, monologue. It makes me think, I think the lines are, I wake up in a house that I cannot afford. I drive 100 miles in a car that I can't make payments on to a job that I don't like, or something similar like that. And it made me think of that. I'm like, oh, and it's interesting that also kind of encapsulates this generation of millennials who were like, you're going to have all these cool things. And to an extent, yes, we do have them. But at the same time, it doesn't make life much easier. Like, life still really sucks. And for better or worse, whatever your beliefs are, like, people are making choices that are going to affect the world. And we need to do better, just in general especially, but we need to do better for the next generation of the world that we're going to hand to them. And I like that. Going deeper into just the song structure itself, there is a nice breakdown that is straight up like, we're getting heavy. Like, I want a mosh pit right now. And I love that. And it's very sick because it crosses from like, oh, it's a ska punk, like, hey everyone, to like, just start beating the crap out of each other in a mosh pit. They're like, yes. And then it goes like party time, because it goes into like a Midwest emo punk like ending, a very similar to the song is, I think, Your Graduation, where it's, you know, that big ending that you really end on. People, like, there's confetti, people are crowd surfing and rocking out, and it's like a big party, and that's kind of how this song ends. And I like the little tag of the guitar, the sax, and the bass at the end, just like jamming out for like a da-da-da kind of like thing. I love it. I love it so much. It's so fun. It's so timely, but it can kind of fit in different time periods too. Like, this song came out in the 90s, it wouldn't surprise me. If this song came out in the 2010s, it wouldn't surprise me. If this song came out in 10 years in the future, it wouldn't surprise me. It kind of interchangeably fits. And especially like with your, you know, personal opinions and beliefs, you can really find whatever you're looking for in this song. And I really dig that. I'm very excited for what the Boy Detective is going to have coming out the rest of the year. If they have maybe an EP, an album, or maybe they just take a year and then next year they have a whole new like album. I don't know. I also feel like the production has really gone up. For those of you who don't know, which is probably no one, the Boy Detective got signed by Punkerton Records last year, which is sick. And you can kind of hear a decent big difference. Not that what they did before they were a signed artist wasn't well done, because it was. Especially because, I mean, it's a ska punk band. Like, until I knew who the Boy Detective was, minus Sublime, I had no idea what ska punk was. Now, or like just ska in general, like I had heard Sublime before. Now I love it. The music always, like, I could be having a bad day if I put on a Boy Detective song or a Mighty Mighty Boss Tones song, or Dinosaur Ghost, for those of you who know. I can get like super into it, although that's more like surf rock, which is interesting because I grew up listening to a lot of surf rock. So the fact that like there's a divide, but the fact that, you know, I didn't hear a ska band until I was 27 or 28 is insane. And again, not counting Sublime, because nothing against Sublime. I feel like this is a better representation of the genre. I love it. I love it so much. I know I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'm very excited. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Go listen to the Boy Detective. Go listen to other Punkerton Records bands. There's a few. Middle Out. I mean, there's more. I've only listened to the Boy Detective and Middle Out. That is my fault. I need to listen to more. But yeah, there's a lot of just good music coming out this year already. The Boy Detective. Into the Void has something coming out soon. True Devil, which is a band that I desperately need to talk about, and I will be talking about, has something coming out this month as well. January is a pretty big month for releases, because if I remember correctly, there's a couple other bands that are, I'm actually trying to check real fast, that are going to be releasing stuff soon or just have. Anyway, I don't want to ramble and drag this on for too long. Go check these amazing bands out. You won't be disappointed. I hope you all have a great day. Jack Punkington signing out. Peace, everyone.